A night so dark, guided by a small light. I hold on tight as I rip across the land. An engine burning fuel, kicking up dust behind. But suddenly I realize the engine I hear is the engine of my boat. But what did I just see? A glimpse of what's to come. I slowly approach the terminal in hopes of recycling, but the closer I get, the more I realize that I'm not alone. For the type of wipe that I'm playing this time around, this was a massive win, and so I recycled as much as I could before trouble returned. And then quickly, I escaped. Back out on the water, a place I feel much safer in, away from the land, away from the grubs, away from the toxicity, back out into the peace that I know. Finally, I was home. I took advantage of the night and got a little bit of work done around the base. Some routine upkeep, if you will. I decided to let my boat rest on the shore, and instead I would take my metal detector and see what type of loot I could get using this method. The loot wasn't great, and so I found myself right back on the water again. and as the sun began to set, I made my way to the fishing village to buy some diving gear. While cruising through the deep blue, I came across another solo who was doing exactly what I was doing, and I could see that he had been working hard, and so I saluted that solo and simply drove away. I was in need of some wood, so I grabbed my salvaged axe and I got to work. And before the sun disappeared completely, I added my wooden shutters to my windows. And just like that, I was back out on the water. While farming some wood, one day, I noticed something shining in the distance. It was a motorbike, something I'd be returning to shortly. While looting, it's hard to avoid conflict completely, and this time around, I didn't have the big guns, but I still made it work. I was ready to set up some power in the base. I didn't need too much because the base wasn't too big, but this setup was perfect for what I needed. I wanted a lounging area for a sofa and a chimney, but the way the base was laid out didn't give me many options to do this, so I decided to break down some walls and do some rearranging. I didn't like that the TC was so exposed, so I needed to break it and place a new one in the loft area that was just a tad bit safer. Danger was always near, but I couldn't let that hold me back, so I grabbed a pickaxe and I did some farming. My neighbor near the ocean didn't make much noise at all, but today I saw him building, so I made my way over to say hello. The peace and quiet that night brings truly puts me in a peaceful mood. Nothing can bother me when I'm living like this. The gentle crackles of the chimney, along with the warm waves of heat that reach my body. Out here in the desert, it gets cold at night, but inside my small little base, I was warm and I was cozy. I sat on my sofa and looked out into the water as a new day made its way into my life, and as I enjoyed the peaceful moments of my cliffside base, I gently hummed to myself a tune that I might use in a future song. As a solo Rust player who edits his own videos, I tend to never catch this part of the morning. In the real world, I tend to burn the midnight oil just to get these videos out to you all every week, so I hope that you take the time to subscribe, like, and comment. But it's also okay if you don't want to, because your viewing eyes are all that truly matter to me. The motorbike that I found earlier had been moved, but it wasn't too far away. I filled her up with some low grade, and I brought her home. I didn't care that I died. I just wanted to be sure that he didn't take my motorbike. Seeing that the bike was still there, I sat down on my sofa and I took a breath, looking up at the full moon. A beautiful night, gentle rain in the distance, the clouds slightly covering the moon from time to time. In a world full of turmoil and destruction, I find my peace in a game built to mimic this world of chaos. I linger in my corner of the real world in hopes of escaping the stress that many of us face every day. And here I am, in the same corner of this rust world, trying to achieve the same thing. Endless wars, endless killings, endless death. I cannot fix these issues. I can simply do my part and resist. And so I prepared myself for a massive trip. I was gonna cross the map on my motorbike, take it all the way to Outpost so that I could recycle and trade in peace. Now, I knew this wasn't going to be easy, but I also knew that if I did make it, I'd be one happy solo. So before I headed out, I prepared some things at home. The sun was beginning to set, and I didn't want to risk this already risky journey by having my headlights on, making myself an easy target. So I decided to just sit down on my sofa, take in the view, and wait for a new day. And in the meanwhile, I enjoyed the comforts of a cozy time when night fell. The only lights in my corner of the map, if you were here, you couldn't miss me. A shining light on the side of a mountain. Eventually, the sun came up, and it was a brand new day, and I was ready. Somehow, I made it without dying, and so I recycled. I noticed that the area near Outpost was extremely congested, and that's usually how it is on any server, so I didn't want to spend too much time here. I wanted to do what I needed to do and then go back home. I wasn't going to wait for the sun to come up this time around. I didn't want to waste any more time. At the end of the day, Rust is a game of risk, and so I did just that. ride was smooth, and what a beautiful ride it was. Thank you so much for watching, and a special thanks to my YouTube members. I really appreciate you all watching, and I hope that these videos bring you a sense of peace, because if we're being honest with ourselves, that's what we all truly want. I'll see you all in the next one. Dreamers, stay chill. You've been watching an Orange Dream production.